One thing that Audi really messed up in 24.9 liters of fuel. Oh Jesus, handles like florid. Hey guys, and welcome to Car Fanatic. Today we are going to be reviewing this facelifted Audi Q8 plug-in hybrid version. Well, from the exterior we can see that this is the S edition model. It changed quite a bit. We have some new, excuse me for the cooling because it's really hot outside, and the car has been well, very well warmed up before this, so we are coming in prepared. We can see from the exterior that it is, well, it has some nice new LED headlights. Of course these aren't the best options, because otherwise you would have the X over there, which also come in with some laser functions. Well, this car really looks awesome when it's coming up to you. Right now it is sitting in its dynamic setting, so it's on its lowest. It's sitting on some very huge 23-inch alloy wheels with some red calipers. Well, those are some Audi Sport exclusive wheels, but they fit this car really well in my opinion. Looking at the back of this car, well, it still is an Audi Q8, so which, well, is based on the Cayenne or the Bentayga, but well, with its Audi sauce over it. We also have the Audi Q7, which is basically this car but extended a little bit like that, so you get a lot of more trunk space, and you can get it with 7 persons configuration. And well, the Q8, just like the Audi A5, has some very nice windows in my opinion, which give this car a very sporty look. But well, it's still a luxury premium SUV, but with a sporty touch. Moving up to the back portion of this car, we can see that it has a, well, new design of the backlights. Like I've said, this isn't the top of the range model, so it doesn't have the OLED lights which you can customize, but well, it still looks very upmarket in my opinion. Like all of the new Audi models, we have some 2D logos. This has the, well, black package, but it's not fully black. You can see the white rings still there, but it has a very nice tint over it. And the same goes for the badging. We have an, well, it's not an SQ8, but we have the S-Line badging, which is on the rear side of this car, and also some nice black finished badges from the Audi Q8 itself. If you're looking at this from this angle, well, it looks a little bit like an SQ8 for people that, well, don't know why Audi has changed that. Just like I've said, it looks a little bit more sporty, and they've just removed all of the badging on the sides of this car. A very nice addition to this car is the boot itself. We have a very nice little tow hook, which is fully retractable, so you only need to push it and then, well, there it goes. You don't need to have some dirty hands anymore. Like some cars you need to give it a little push, but in this car you don't. It's fully automatic. We have nice normal exhaust pipes, which aren't fake. They are burbling still because of the heat. Other than that, we can, well, lower or raise the car because of its air suspension, which, well, it makes it a little bit easier to just lift stuff over into the trunk. Because it's a plug-in hybrid version, we have 340 horsepower. It sprints to 100 km/h in less than 6 seconds, which is very fast in my opinion. Just like I said, it's not the SQ8, let alone an RSQ8, but well, in my opinion it is very nifty, so we'll explore that in a bit. We have 2 cables. We have one cable which is your usual cable basically. We can fuel the car over here, and we can charge it from the left side. Well, you just pull this out, plug it in, and then charge it like usual. And on top of that, we also have some cables which you can charge your car at home in, just like the 220 to 30 volt sockets. If you close the rear trunk, the lid itself will close automatically. If you go inside and open the huge doors, and the sound insulation is really nice, so we hear a lot of noise, and then when we step inside, almost everything is gone, which is really upmarket, like I've said. In the back there is a lot of space. We have the back seats, which are movable. You can also retract or recline the rear seats. This car itself doesn't have the heated seats, but it still has the climatronic option. So if we turn it on, the seat moves itself because it has memory function. But the seat itself is really wide in my opinion, so you can easily sit with 3 full-grown adults. The only thing is, it is an Audi Q8, which, well, it has a sloping roofline, so it can be a little bit more of a hassle when you are trying to sit here in the middle, because, well, you can bump your head, sadly. But, well, sportiness comes with a price, they say. We have the oh Jesus handles like in most of the cars, which is a very good addition. Some nets for, well, all of your belongings when traveling. Bang & Olufsen sound system. Some ambient lighting, some Alcantara diamond stitching. The S Sport seats, well, everything looks and feels really premium. And in my opinion, it is a very big car for most of the people, which, well, if you're looking for a sporty, luxury, big SUV, then this is a very big and good competitor in my opinion. Let's move to the front seats. Looking at the front seats, we can just step inside, close the doors, and, well, we have the whole cabin, which, well, remained the same. Like most of the things are the same. In front we've discussed the lights, but one thing that Audi really messed up in my opinion is, if we go to the drive select, we can still see that this still is the old Audi Q8 and not this one, which in my opinion, well, we don't see the honeycomb grille, the same logos, the same lights, which is a very missed chance and opportunity. The same goes for this one. This still is the old Audi Q8. In my opinion, well, a very missed chance. It's not that hard, I think so, to just update the whole visual of your digital cluster, but, well, Audi decided not to do that. Maybe they will just fix it in an upcoming update, but who knows. Furthermore, we have the whole integrated cockpit in this car, which is, well, in my opinion, very luxurious. Some piano black. This car doesn't have any carbon package, but, well, you can upgrade that, of course, with the carbon package if you want, or with some wood trims. But this car has the Alcantara options. Everything feels really sturdy. The steering wheel itself too, well, it's perforated leather. Like I've said, we have the S Sport seats with adjustable side support, which we can, if you go into the seating menus, you can, well, move them around. You can pump them up, you can release them, you can retract or expand the support itself in the seats, which is really nice and premium. It makes you feel like in a very nice sport car, but, well, it is a luxury SUV with a very sporty tint, because we have a 3-liter V6 in this car, which, well, makes a little bit of a barbell, and in my opinion it is a very well, it is a huge engine, but we don't really see any S logos or whatever. It's just a very big black cover for a huge engine. Well, the RS-Q8 gets the 4-liter V8, and in this car we get the V6, but like I've said, in my opinion it is very sporty and it sounds really nice, and it makes some, it doesn't pop, but it makes a, well, kind of a burbling sound when it's turned on, and especially when you're just shifting. It's not DSG farts. You can hear it barbling a little bit. It's not DSG farts because it doesn't have a DSG transmission, but either way it still sounds really cool in my opinion. So let's just try and see how this car drives, because I've driven the Audi Q6, which is the, well, smaller brother of this car, and especially it isn't a plug-in version, which is just a electric car, and it drives okay in my opinion. But with this car I really get a, well, sporty feeling, but that's because this car has a 3-liter V6 engine, which still makes noise, which still burns fuel, and like I've said, it makes a very, very nice noise when you're trying to accelerate. It's like 5.6 seconds up to from 0 to 100, and it has launch control, which is a very nice addition to this car. But yeah, well, you can speed in this really fast. But on the other hand, it has air suspension. You can just set it up like you would normally and just put it in drive select, put it in comfort, and then the car transferred to its EV mode. It turns off all of the, well, petrol engines and everything, so it just purely runs on the electric. You can, well, step on the throttle. It doesn't accelerate that fast, but it still accelerates, well, really well in my opinion, especially when you're driving in the city. This car, well, it kind of uses a little bit of fuel. I've driven 14.3 kilometers, which were mainly in the city, and this car on average used 24.9 liters of fuel. If we look at around, well, looking at the average, because you're not, or most of the people won't drive in the city for like 99% of the time, but well, they will also do some highway, some motorway speeds, and then, well, this car transfers up to around 13 liters on the highway. It burns like 8 to 9 liters, but well, which in my opinion is really, well, reasonable for this kind of a huge SUV with this engine. And if you want to, well, experience everything, you can put it in dynamic like we've just did, and don't, well, look at the old Audi Q8. Just imagine you have the new Q8 with the honeycomb grille and everything, and then you can step on the gas and it just really goes. It just picks up really fast, and the transmission is really well. It's like I've said, it's not a DSG transmission, so it's not that fast, but for this kind of car, and this kind of Newton meters, it's, well, more usual to put this kind of transmissions in the car itself. You can shift it manually, of course, because we have some shifting pedals on the steering wheel. This car comes with steering wheel heating. We have heated seats. We don't have heated seats in the back, sadly, but well, you can't have everything, they say. You can also upgrade this car with some head-up displays, like I've said, OLED headlights, but all in all, like I've said, this feels really premium, especially all of the materials. This, well, scratchy piano black is a little bit of a downgrade in my opinion, but well, you will have to do with that. We have some nice corners, so let's see how it drives. It steers really directly, in my opinion. It feels more like a, well, it doesn't feel like a very big SUV, in my opinion. So that is a very big plus of this car. It drives, well, you can drive really comfortably with an Audi, and you can drive really dynamic with an Audi, but it's a very big plus of this brand that you can, well, do both, in my opinion. So, and you can of course try to floor it. And there we go. It puts a smile on your face every time you just push on the throttle, and it is a very, well, like I've said, it's a sporty SUV, and it's not top of the range. So you have this with 367 and 540 horsepower, depends on what year and what car you have it, but you can get it even more extreme, and with an SQ8 it gets more extreme, and with an RSQ8 it gets even more extreme. But this car, in my opinion, is a very good balance between comfort and sportiness, like I've said, especially with all of those extras that we have on this car. It's a, well, it's a really big pleasure to drive in, and it will surprise like 9 out of the 10 people that are trying to race you if that's your goal, if you want to learn them a lesson basically. So that's also possible. The whole thing is, with this car we don't have the, well, panoramic display like we have in the Audi Q6. We still have the, well, 3 displays. Over here we have the climatronic and also the seat controls. Like I've said, you can, well, really easily just control everything from this panel, from the left and from the right side, and also in the back. You can turn on your seat, well, heating. If you have cooling, you can also cool it. We have some steering wheel heating. We can, well, slide and we can tap. Well, sliding is a lot easier. There is also a little haptic feedback when you're pushing all of the buttons, which, well, it is a screen, but it is a very, like I've said, like it's a luxurious screen in my opinion, so it's not that bad. All of your shortcuts are over here. You can also set them yourself, just like your home address. We have Android Auto, we have Apple CarPlay, which is wireless. We have a lot of settings which you can, well, like I've said, you have your dynamic auto efficiency settings. You can set the car high or lower. Of course, if you're trying to, well, off-road over here, then it is possible and doable, but most of the people won't do that. This car has a lot of nice ambient lighting, but you won't really see that because it's really light outside. I'll make a night drive in this car so you can experience that with me, because, well, everything gets illuminated. It's not as extreme as with Mercedes-Benz, but, well, it looks really, really premium in my opinion, and really good, so it's not overdone in any sense. Furthermore, the seats are awesome. The adjustments are really, really good. The ride quality and height is adjustable, like I've said, so we have a well, in my opinion, a very good mix between sportiness and comfort. The cabin itself is huge, because when you're trying to reach over to the passenger seat, I can't even reach the door handles, which in the Audi Q5 it's a little bit more doable because the center console is not that huge as in this car. We have a very big panoramic sunroof which opens all the way over there, which is a very, very good addition. So if you have the choice to choose that, I would definitely choose that, because, well, it adds a lot of more space and light into your cabin, and it looks even better, and it is a very nice option. So if you're going to sell your car, well, the panoramic sunroof adds to this value a lot. We can see that it has the Quattro illuminated. We have some ambient lighting over there, also in the sides of the doors. This whole panel is illuminated from the downside and also from this portion. But driving this car, even in its dynamic setting, it drives really flawless. The steering is really direct. Every car has this annoying you are going 6 km too hard over the speed limit warning, but you can, well, really easily just turn that off. There we go. But it drives really flawlessly, even in dynamic. If you go into the comfort settings, it drives even better because of the, well, direct steering. If you get the 4-wheel steering, then the turning radius of this car even gets a lot smaller, so the maneuverability was a lot better. With this car, well, it is a very, very big car, so parking it will kind of be a hassle because it is very wide, so you can easily fit within the parking space. But if the people around you or next to you are standing a little bit close to the line itself, you can't really open the door that easily. So you can fit in there, but everyone will need to get out, and you'll need to try, well, to squeeze yourself out of this car, which isn't that well, comfortable in my opinion. But like I've said, sportiness comes with the price. But in terms of practicality, we have a lot of space to put your belongings. We have a very, very big door bin over here. We have storage over there with some wireless charging, place for your sunglasses, 2 very big cup holders. We have, well, a lot of storage space in the cubby over there. And all in all, in terms of practicality, it's a big car but with a sporty edge in my opinion. So if you're looking for something like this, considering the Cayenne, well, just consider Audi Q8 in my opinion. Just try and test drive it. Well, if the Q7 is a little bit too big, then just go for this, because they share a lot of the same components, and well, Porsche has its own, well, way of driving, styling and everything, but Audi comes really close in my opinion, and it deserves the chance. So thank you guys for watching. This was the, well, full-length video review of this car. If you want me to go into detail about all of the infotainment settings and everything, just let me know. I'll make a POV drive in the night of this car, which I'll link in the description, which you can, well, enjoy the V6 engine and all of the illumination in this car. I'll see you in the next video, and have a nice day.